Good evening, this is Brian Lynn from BJ News. Today we are reporting on the Ohio train derailment. On February 3rd, a freight train derailed along the Norfolk Southern Railway in East Palestine, Ohio. 38 train cars derailed, which resulted in a fire that damaged 12 more cars. 11 of these derailed cars contained hazardous chemicals, according to the National Transportation Safety Board. Investigators suspect that a wheel bearing had overheated and fell, causing the catastrophic failure. East Palestine Mayor Trent Conaway declared this a state of emergency. The governor mandated a 1-mile radius evacuation and stated that this is a matter of life and death. On February 6, Norfolk Southern emergency crews conducted a controlled release and burn of 5 tanks of vinyl chloride into the atmosphere. A black cloud of fumes formed above the area. The evacuation was lifted on February 9th, and the EPA has reported that the water and air quality were not affected and remain at a safe level. However, social media posts have contradicted these claims. This situation has sparked public outlash, and the media is starting to shed light on this controversial matter. Good afternoon. I am honored to be on BJ News. I am Dr. Lin, self-proclaimed chemist, self-proclaimed doctor, and entrepreneur. And this is my assistant, Timmy. The main chemicals that are harmful to humans released in the incident include vinyl chloride, isobutylene, ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, ethyl hexylacrylate, benzene, and butyl acrylate. Many of these chemicals are flammable, colorless, and cannot be seen with a human eye. All of these chemicals should be handled with extreme caution. The first and mostly dangerous one was vinyl chloride. Very flammable and releases hydrogen chloride and phosphine when heated, both of which are very harmful to humans and are directly linked to many types of cancer. Vinyl chloride is found in plastics. Isobutylene, highly flammable and causes headaches, lightheadedness, dizziness, and fatigue when exposed. It is used to produce rubbers. The next one is ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, a mouthful. It's used in inks, cleaners, and paint. It can contaminate the air, which can harm your central nervous system, liver, kidney, and blood. Ethyl hexylacrylate, used in plastics and paints. Contact can burn skin and eyes when inhaled, can irritate lungs and cause coughing.
Phosphine, a deadly gas that was used in chemical warfare during World War I and is very toxic to humans. Hydrogen chloride, another chemical that was burned in the derailment. Exposure can lead to many health issues and is corrosive to our organs. When dissolved in water, it creates hydrochloric acid, which is extremely reactive.
Thank you, Timmy. Now, all these chemicals may sound very scary, but they are indeed very scary. This is Dr. Lin with B&J News. Thank you for having me today. This is H.M. Fryer from the Environmental Examination Corporation. Materials from the crash were observed to be in storm drains and chemicals soaked into the soil. Against what officials have claimed, many locals reported a concerning white film in the water. The oil spill has also created a slippery situation for the locals. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources reported that the chemical spill has already killed about 3,500 small fish across nearby streams. As we can see here on site today, you can see why locals of East Palestine are worried. And if you look over there, we can see a few dead ducks. Sadly, residents have resorted to using water bottles as they question how safe the water is. Class action lawsuits have already been filed against Norfolk Southern, seeking compensation and medical monitoring for those affected. Today we have this local here who can tell us what he has experienced.
Yeah, my head's been hurting. I've been throwing up, sick to my stomach. I couldn't sleep last night. I can't even see straight for real.
You can't.
This married couple was nice enough to invite us into their homes so we could interview them on their experience. How has this affected you?
Yeah, I've been having some pretty bad headaches lately, and I got home from work and there's just a huge cloud of smoke over the house. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, ever since I took my little boy a shower, he's been sleeping so much. Wake up, Chad! We're on live TV!
Despite all the reassurance that officials have provided, we can see that Ohio residents still have some skepticism. We will now transition to a credible professor that will give us more insight on the matter. Is this working? Hello, I am Professor Lin from University of China. I have a PhD in all history. The environment is just one of the concerns of East Palestine residents. Locals are restless about the safety and fearful about long-term effects from the exposure.
Parents are concerned for their children's safety, and many avoid use of water. They are scared of consequences in the future. With the large black cloud of burning vinyl chloride and the strong chemical smell, it is no wonder residents are distressed, as they have no other option but to stay home, surrounded by the toxic chemicals. One could compare this incident to the Bhopal disaster in 1984. Not meeting operating standards, a pesticide plant leaked more than 40 tons of methanol isocyanate gas. This led to the immediate killing of at least 3,800 people and continued to cause premature deaths for years to follow. The government implemented regulations while air and water quality were monitored. And just like this tragedy, lawsuit followed. Thank you. I am Professor Ling. I will see you next time.
Many believe that conducting a controlled burn was not a good decision. Even though it did prevent further explosions, burning the chemicals produced even more harmful chemicals like phosphine and hydrogen chloride that spread the mess beyond the spill. Citizens in the surrounding area should have been evacuated earlier so that more time could be spent on containing the chemicals and preventing them from spreading into the air and water. Chemical spills are usually cleaned up with absorbents designed for aggressive chemicals, but the alternative of simply burning it was more convenient, so who is to blame for that? Even if you are not in Ohio, is your water safe? This is Brian from BJ News. Stay tuned for more updates, and prayers go out to all the families affected.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You got some change?